guys, Dasquo99 here, and today I have a headset because the mic on my computer sucks. And as you can see, I've added a face cam in the normal corner, the corner on the monitor there, and the corner on another monitor there for effect and stuff. Actually, it just does that itself because it's awesome. Anyway, yep, we are going to continue the Stanley Parable because I don't know what else to do, so let's get back into it. Okay, we are back in the game. I forgot, it makes that little clicky sound. So, there are many endings to this game, but I am gonna try. So I did.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Thank you.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so we did the ending. Laggy. Hate lag, but so we did the ending where we did literally everything the opposite of what... Why? 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 Why are the doorways so laggy? Everything the opposite of what the narrator said. There's a red door and a blue door during that. I'm gonna go through the red door this time instead of the blue door.
Perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
There's another
foot
ending,
here.
so...
I'm not sure.
What I did before was I jumped off onto the catwalk.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting,
I'm gonna jump off
Stanley.
again.
Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? What to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
There's the red door.
Give me a chance.
I'm gonna go through this.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try it.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Oh, come on. Is it just
I
an
wanted to
infinite loop?
stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Should I?
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going?
I don't know. Where am I going?
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
What's up here? Is there just nothing up here? Is it just suicide?
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
This is sad. I'm gonna do it.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Okay. I'm gonna go back there now just to see.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
I'm going back.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. what are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
I believe you, but Stanley doesn't, so here we go. Geronimo! Again?
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Okay, I'm going back to the
Yes.
other room. He's so
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
No.
I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you? No, perhaps not. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game?
Oh.
That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
This is so sad. But I have to get the ending.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me? I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I still thought that was possible.
Oh, well, you don't think it's possible either? Okay, well, I'm just gonna do it then. Ah, it's so sad, though. I don't want to. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Because I have to get the ending. And I need all the endings to be happy. All the endings to be happy. Okay.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That's odd.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't
How do they
find
all
a
see
trace of his co-workers.
That's so weird. Okay, I want to go do the one where you just ride the cargo lift or whatever it is. Also, I'm gonna turn all these off because it's so weird. Ooh, what are you? Okay, that's all it takes.
It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who is
She's
she?
been waiting.
Who's she, though? Who?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
That's actually
That
possible.
wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correcting ground in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Instructional video?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations, or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Please, I'm begging you. What the... Well, everything changed. I'm concerned.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Apparently not. Okay then, I guess. I am so confused.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Gotcha.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Fine. Fine, won't let me do anything else. I guess I'll do it.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone? Left here like so much garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Loud. Why am I still alive?
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Ah!
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
I can't see what that is.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Oh.
Behave exactly as Stanley would.
What?
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Is behaving.
So confused. It's solid black. There's...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I can't see. I can't see. Hello? I can't see. I can't see. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna just reboot the game because, yeah, there's literally nothing. It's just broken. What the? Why is there paper all over the ground?
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Ooh, it's you again. It's weird. Just like the computers. This is so weird. Why is there paper all over?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct...
Okay, I'm gonna
The lounge
pick up
was
the phone this time.
sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley?
Different
Its
words.
grace, its subtle charm. No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
That's different words. That's not what he usually says. I'm gonna wait here and see.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Okay, it's back.
But
It's
eager
the
to get
restroom.
back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I still want to do that at some point. I'll do that next video. This time.
Stanley was so bad at following direction. Your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Gotcha.
Good. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Ah!
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
What if I don't? Just nothing? Fine.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Wait, is it
First, he
turning into
imagined
The
that
Office?
one day while at work,
Is that
he
Fortress?
stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer.
My God.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay, I won't do it. I won't do it. I'm not doing it. Hello? I'm not doing it. Okay, it looks like I have to, so...
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
It's the opposite thing now.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley.
It's literally just
We're not
the
so
opposite.
different, I suppose.
The Office now.
I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
think you broke, buddy. Okay, well that was a productive video. So, I made the narrator really sad. Then I broke the game, and then the narrator made me sad. So, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Adios!